So in this video, I'm going to continue this trend of going down deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole and just getting weirder and stranger. It seems like the last couple of videos I keep saying that, well, this one's the strangest video I've done so far. And this one's probably one of the strangest, if not the strangest, because we're going to take the fundamentals of reality and show that the game that we're playing is so outrageous that it's actually a 180-degree flip from the way most of us assume it is. And that is a very outrageous game to be playing. And we're going to explore this by the question, can AI, artificial intelligence, be conscious? Super popular question these days, working its way into the media. And what I want to show you in this video is that, and I'm going to unpack this, but everything about that question is wrong. It's misguided, and it's misguided, again, in a 180-degree way. It's exactly the opposite of the way reality works. But that's an outrageous game to be playing, and that's what we're doing. So it comes from a history of poor off-track assumptions and questions that are quite off track. And when we say, I am conscious, and then I say, well, I'm going to believe that you are conscious. And then we wonder, well, is my dog conscious? And how far can we push that? Can we say, is an ant conscious? And I think there was an article recently about bees, and they seem to be conscious of pleasure and pain. And so that's the way that we've worded this. But there's a really deep problem in putting things that way. When I say I am conscious, that suggests that there's some little I upstairs in the skull that has the property of consciousness, and maybe that property, sometimes it turns off. And so if I pass out or am anesthetized, then that little me upstairs gets shut down. And that's the same thing we're asking with AI. So if we ask AI, is AI conscious? It suggests that somewhere in that machine, there is some little light bulb that turns on with consciousness. And neuroscience, of course, has asked the same thing. Maybe there isn't an I, but maybe it's the brain that's conscious. But again, that suggests that the whole brain sort of lights up or somehow possesses this quality of consciousness. Okay, here's where we're going to show that this is all backwards, because no thing is conscious. There is no physical object in the world that possesses consciousness or a particular state of awareness. And it's because we have this completely backwards. So we believe we're in the physical world, and this physical world has the quality, some things in the physical world, like mammals, have this quality of consciousness. And then we're saying, well, maybe not just mammals, maybe even insects. But that's to suggest that there is a physical world, and that some things in the physical world can or cannot be conscious. And again, and now we're asking that with machines, but that's not the way it is, and we've got it 100% backwards. And let me show you how a much better way, a way that requires far less faith would put it. Because when you put it that way, we have to buy into all the physicality of the whole physical world existing independent of me being aware of it. To turn this completely over, upside down world version of it is to say, it's not that I am conscious. It's that consciousness am I. Consciousness, so it's not like, I could question, is this pen conscious? Again, that's a poor way to put it. A better way to put it is, right now, consciousness is this pen. So consciousness brings things into the world of consciousness. And so, again, I am not conscious, but if I become aware of the hand or some part of the body, consciousness becomes the body. Consciousness becomes what we call the material world. And that takes no assumptions. That's completely related to direct conscious experience. So is AI conscious? No, that's not a good way to put it. We could say consciousness becomes AI. So if I hang out with ChatGPT, and consciousness becomes the products of that output, then we could say AI, again, we wouldn't want to put it, is AI conscious? Because again, that's the exact opposite. It's assuming that there's a material world out there that becomes conscious. It's exactly the opposite. There is consciousness that becomes the physical world. So consciousness can become AI. And so it's a really interesting game that we're playing because we have it exactly the opposite. But again, that's a game that we particularly seem to enjoy.